Um, I would like to welcome all of you here to the program of the English course of Prementor for the 7th cohort. And I'm Ori. My English name is Ori. My Vietnamese name is Phạm Tuyết Thanh Triều. I'm grateful to be the retro A of Master Mentor for the first cohort. So it is the long journey with our teacher, thầy Trần Thanh Toàn, our great teacher and great master. In this journey, a special journey that we go deep into our inner self, our inner being. And thank you for all of you for your dedication, for your time, for your effort to join us this afternoon in Vietnamese zone. And I know some of you are from other countries. So thank you so much for your presence today. I'm grateful to our beloved teacher who tried their best for guiding and holding the line steady for all of us. And thank you I would like to deeply express my gratitude to you. Thank you for your presence, for choosing this journey and say yes to yourself. Hello, Miss Thu Phương. This journey, the remainder for the 7th cohort, is not about the content, but it's about the commitment. It's not just the knowledge, but also the wisdom. It's not just doing, but becoming. And let's take moment for our beginning today. Thank you for your beauty presence every day. And I would like to share for you. Do you know what you want to know something about the 7th cohort? What is special? So it is the last course that directly taught by thầy Trần Thanh Toàn, our right teacher and our right master. It's not just a course, but it's a legacy. You have 11 months together and a lot of sessions in this. We can improve ourselves and touch our potential. As you walk through, you will understand deeply the law of cause, condition, effect, not just as theory, but as the reality of yourself. And when you receive that reality, you can transfer to others when they need it. The second, we can write reflection, and essays. Excuse me, I want to record. And for the first one, as you go through, you will understand deeply the law of cause, condition, and effect, not just as theory, but it will become your reality itself. And the second, you have to write reflection and essays, not because you impress, but you want to express your lesson you have learned for yourself, the life lesson, the insight, and also the enlightenment that you have gone through that improve with we call brain activation. And the third, we can learn calligraphy. Hello, Miss Thu Phương. Thanks for your presence and on the presence of all the teachers here in our Zoom meeting. And the third, you can learn calligraphy. Have you ever tried calligraphy before? When we learn calligraphy, you will have the time to let your inner stillness taken from your face. And you will be trained artificial. Excuse me. You will train the artificial intelligence to serve as your life assistant. And imagine that you have life assistant in studying the mentor with the 7 cohort, the life assistant in your career, life assistant in your relationship, life assistant in your finance potential. And for as much as you can, and you can make the artificial intelligence as your trend. And finally, but especially, you will be chosen not only in mind and spirit, but in body too. There's some challenges for you if you want to graduate from the mentor grid, the 7 cohort. The first one, you have to swim, or you have opportunity to swim for 2 kilometers in the open sea. The second, you have to run 21 kilometers on the sand, and it's a very special chance for you to run with your friends. The energy is very special. The third, you have to complete 10,000 full squats together. The fourth, you can rotate your hips continuously, maintaining the core axis alignment for 5 hours. The next, you have to perform long range plus the kick for 1 hour strength. And the next, you have opportunity to roll your back steadily and continuously for 6 hours. And the body, the form set, you will set it very fitness and beautiful and attractive too. So they are not just physical tasks, but crossing them, you can build your strength, both the outside and the inside. To graduate from mental grid, the 7 cohort is to become a living transmission of wisdom together. Thank you for listening to me to share about the special program is coming, the mental grid program number 7 cohort. And hello, Miss Trịnh Thiên Cẩm Vân. Thank you, Miss Thu Phương, for sending us together. So it's time for you. Yesterday, we have listened to the sharing of Miss Cô An Chang for the condition to make the cause become the outcome. So what have you learned? Go through with what is the importance of the presence of human beings? Or if you have any lesson you learned from our sharing, you can share together. Because it's my honor to listen to you. And I have seen that for Anh Chang is present very early to listen to you too. Miss Thu Phương, Miss Kelly, Miss Thị Trinh, you want something to share, you can raise your hand and share with us. Hello, Miss. Hello, Mai. We are on the very special pathway to see the importance of the presence of human beings. Because without the human, we cannot have the outcome we have. I'm very eager to listen to you, to share your enlightenment. Okay. Hello, Mai. Mai, you want something to share with us, it is very precious time to share and listen to together. If you cannot turning on the camera, you can say by your voice. It's okay. I love your flowers, Mr. Phương. Hello, Thị Tiên. Hello, Cass. Thanks for coming. On the way to fulfill the 7 holistic wealth, I can see that with when we lighten the light of wisdom, the light of meditation, the light of personality, the light of virtue, we can gradually in touch with the how to say the higher standard of quality of life, especially in relationship and the relationship when the relationship improve, we maybe our finance and our social health will be improved too. Hello, Miss Chi Nguyễn. Thank you, Mr. Phương. But I love to listen to your voice too. Your sharing is very meaningful to us. Miss Chi Nguyễn, maybe the first time I see you join our journey. So you can share the link into your groups, your own groups, or your friends that they will come and we have a special relationship after that. I can see Miss Mai. Miss Mai has opened your microphone. You have something to share?
Hello, everyone.
Wow, your voice is so nice.
Yeah. Thank you. I'm very new with this, so maybe better for me to listen to everyone first, and I can share my things later. But my name's Mai. I'm 37 years old, living in Sydney, Australia.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I just finished the offline in Suntec for like 6 days, 5 nights. I love it. I enjoy it, and I want to keep learning more and understand about this, and so can help myself grow better. So yeah, that's all. Thank you very much for having me.
Your friends of Miss Le.
My friend, her name is Phương. She's living in Scotland.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Yeah, she invited me to the group.
Yeah. You can invite other friends or your close friend of you to join this group because it's now opening, we're sharing, we're listening to the very process, the process about cause, condition, and effect.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Miss Mai.
Thank you.
Wish to see you. You are the mentor with the 7 cohort too?
No, not yet. I will try soon. And yeah.
Be ready. The interview is still is continue. Maybe in the next month.
All right. Thank you very much, Miss Jill.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Miss Thùy Anh. Hello, Miss Thùy Anh. Miss Tracy Võ Thảo. Wow, this is my first time to see you here. And when I listen to the condition, the first time I think condition is something related to our life. For example, have relationship, finance. But in the education from the root, I know that this is from the human beings. And when we upgrade our wisdom, our meditation, our personality, our virtue, the more the more attractive we can be to the the standard, the quality of the relationship too. Anyone to share about the transformation since the day you joined with me, or since the day you receive the education from the roots from our organization? Miss Ji Nguyễn, is this the first time you join here? If you cannot open turning on the camera, you can you just can. Yeah, hello, Miss Lin Lê. Miss Lin Lê is one of our teacher on our team together, and Sarah is very special. Especially yesterday when she talked about the reality, when he's like it's like the combination presentation of Miss Anh Trang, cô Anh Trang and cô Linh Lê together. Please use your voice to share with us. Miss Thủy Tiên. And if you have time, you can join the very special course in the early morning in Vietnam. We can fulfill about what we know, what we have to know about the human beings. Thầy Toàn, our great teacher, share very wholehearted and deeply about human beings in the early morning in Vietnam. And it just now 21 days together, 21 days together. Hello, Miss Hoa Huỳnh. Thank you for being here. Hồ Ngọc Phước, Miss or Mr. Hello, Mr. Hồ Ngọc Phước.
Chào cô.
I have seen your face. Yeah, I have been
Yes.
to I have seen your face yesterday.
Yes. Can
You-
I please change the name of? Yes, my name is Hồ Ngọc Phước, not Hoa Huỳnh. Yes.
Yeah, Mr. Hồ Ngọc Phước.
Yes.
Can you introduce something about yourself and your transformation when the day you received the education from the root, what you realized?
Yes. Let me
Thank you so much.
introduce myself. Yes, my name is Hồ Ngọc Phước. I live in Phú Quốc, Ireland.
Wow.
Originally, I was born in Quảng Nam, but I moved to Phú Quốc 1 year ago, last year. Yeah. Yes, the lesson, yes, yesterday, so hard. But I understand a little. Yes, but I feel it's very useful for me. All the lessons on this course are very useful. Yes, I feel I realize that's my mind changed when I learn what is teaching in its course. Yes, I can master my talk, master my action, my words, and my action. Um, but I try my best. But I don't know exactly how to express myself. for you to understand me. But I think step by steps, I will um, master all the knowledge and on the knowledge of WIT about the philosophy, rules, education, and I can transform my mind. Yes, I don't know how to.
Are you mentor the 7 cohort or which cohort?
I am. I just passed the interview of mentor 7.
Wow,
Yes.
congratulations. This
Yes.
is when you join as the mentor and to graduate the mentor program. It's a long journey and meaningful journey that we have together and the maturity of each person. And also we have the one more big family together.
Yes.
Yes. Have you joined 21 day
Yeah.
in the early morning? That thầy Toàn share with us about human being.
Yes.
The early morning, have you tried this class?
Yes. Sometimes. Because the class starts at half past four, and at half past six. But I have to do morning exercise at 5:15. Tay gần độ cốc. So I pause.
The
Yes.
tandem exercise. And in 7 lines, in the 7 holistic wells, 7 holistic wells, wisdom, meditation, etc. Which light you have lightened in your life
Yeah, that's
and you climb most?
from the 7 holistic wells. Yes, I know all of them are important. Yes, and the rich in wisdom, which rich in meditation, which in character, which in virtue, which in physics, which in material, which in I forgot.
Virtue.
Virtue.
Yeah, virtue. And have you can see the transformation of yourself. It's been transformed in the old version to the new version of yourself. Can you share with us your reality about the transformation inside you and maybe outside you?
Yes, I realize that I have some transformations in my mind when I I am taught and the philosophy of root education of WAT. Yes, I think my wisdom is, better. It's better. Yes, and I feel light, light. Yes.
Thank you so much for your presence
Then,
today and sharing with us. And I
yes.
can see some people, some dear friends have choice to listen to you. Thank you, Mr. Ngọc Phước.
Thank you very
Yes.
much for calling me to share myself. Yes.
Yeah, thank you so much. And
Mhm.
Phước Island is a very beautiful island that is meant to have the ending ceremony. The ending ceremony after we
Yes.
graduate. very
Yes.
meaningful. So maybe all of us will meet together at the
Yes.
graduation.
Yes. Yeah, I'm very lucky to have to live here. Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Yeah.
Yeah. Hello, Mr. Bình Nguyễn. Hello, Mr. Tremer. Anyone to share more? Maybe one people before we welcome our teacher so that she can hear from you what you have learned, what you have cultivated. You can raise your hand and feel open to share. We are open to hear you. Thank you, Miss Thu Phương. Thank you for your presence today. Miss Chamber, you want to share something?
Hello, Cô Triều. Hello, Cô Kelly. Hello, everyone. Hello, anh Phước. Thanks for calling me. Yeah. Yesterday I have learned with Cô An Trang about the awareness, how to have fulfilled awareness. Is that right? And the way we have fulfill awareness about human will help us to have the reality with human, a good relationship with them, and those are the good conditions to add on good cause, favorable condition with good cause to earn the desirable outcome. Yes, and also learned about I'm remembering I remember about the lesson, and I think we will understand more deeper about the level of relationship and so on, so that we will strengthen relationship with other and will create very good relationships around us to help us have the desirable outcomes. Yeah, thanks to Ko An Chang and everyone who are listening. Yeah, really appreciate your calling, Kotia.
Really appreciate your presence and sharing. Especially, I love your beautiful smiles. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you, Go To Chen. And now it's time to welcome our teachers today for her presentation. Continuously, yesterday, very, very beautiful woman with a very how to say wholehearted dedication, because I can see your journey from the first day to the next day. There's a long transformation a lot, and more people love you with your careful presentation. So we will sending hearts and hearts to Miss An Chang, Cô An Chang, for sharing us today. Thank you for letting me sharing with you and listen to you for the opening hours. Thank you so much. Hello, cô An Chan.
Hi, everyone. Thank you, Go Jill. Thank you ever so much for leading the session and being MC for today, as well as thank you for always learning, your continuous learning progress. How are you all doing? Can anyone give me a quick recap of what we learned yesterday? If we compile it to few words, then we actually only learned 3 words so far yesterday. And before we continue the session today, would anyone love to give everyone in the room a quick recap of what we learned on the yesterday's session before we continue? Yeah, that's right, German. So we discuss about awareness, what the differences between lacking awareness or not having awareness, to have awareness, and fulfilled awareness. And we also, just let me share the screen, just a moment. My internet is a little bit unstable today. We're changing the internet provider. So if any moment I've been cut off, then just bear with me a few minutes, I'll be back. Okay. So we have already differentiated that with fulfilled awareness comes reality. And if you, with awareness comes reality, but with fulfilled awareness, you have long-lasting reality. And to maintain that fulfilled awareness, we have to always keep our inner state in balance to positive and hold beneficial source concept as well as the positive mental image inside of us. Then we discuss about human beings. So when we talk about the source concept of human being, it's all in this diagram. Everything we need to know, everything we need to be able to craft in order to build up, to cultivate the beneficial source concept of human beings is in this page. Right. So that's what we have technically learned yesterday. Hold up. Okay. And today is session 22nd, right? The 22 session. So before we continue, one more time, please allow me to show my appreciation and gratitude to all of your being your present here. And thank you ever so much for always learning, always growing. And thank you for investing your time in yourself. So with awareness comes reality. I wish that your awareness will be able to improving, elevating every single day throughout knowledge. So far we have fulfilled awareness of human beings, and yesterday we already mentioned that there are two types of people in our life that we need to pay attention to, or need to be aware of, need to understand. That the first person is ourselves and the second person is the others. Yeah. So now we're going to looking inside of ourselves to understand more of who we are and what we make up. So from this diagram yesterday, we did mention about the inner truth, the human nature, 16 human natures, 4,000 illusory bubbles for great body elements. Change the pin color. just a moment. And we need to know about the three fields: evil deed, good deed, merit. Need to fulfill our awareness about total karma. That's combined of conditions, karma, karmic conditions, karmic consciousness, karmic outcome, and that's what we do. So the next step of fulfilled fulfill awareness of human beings, what we're going to do is we're going to fulfill our awareness of the human energetic structure. Human energetic structure, that's the first step. The second step, we're going to fulfill our awareness of the three fields: evil deeds, good deeds, merit. And then we're going to fulfill our awareness of the total karma. Then we're going to fulfill awareness of our wisdom, meditation, character, virtue, competency, and physicality. And in this early morning, today's session, our head teacher has already discussed with us about the fulfilled awareness of competency, right? If you attend the 4:30 session. Okay. And that's what our teachers has been doing. He has going through each part of ourselves, inside of ourselves, in order to help us to cultivate, fulfill awareness of all the source beneficial source concept of human beings. Okay, and here we're going to replicate it in a certain part, not all of it, because we can't really go through 21 session within the 3 sessions. And today we're going to talk a bit more about our human energetic structures. Okay, what involve our human energetic structure, and we're going to stop there because in previous session, the other teachers has already introduced to us the definition and understanding, the knowledge of wisdom, meditation, characters, virtue, competency, and physicality already. So we kind of have that understanding so far. But I would like to delve deeper into the human energetic structures. Okay. And with the human energetic structure, the first knowledge ever before we talk about the human energetic structure, does anyone remember what it was? So I have the diagram of the human energetic structure here that I have derived from previous session. So before we actually talk about the human energetic structure, there's a terms that we introduce to everyone. Do you remember what was that term? Trước khi mà mình nói về cấu trúc con người thì mình có nói về một cái khái niệm. Cả nhà nhớ cái khái niệm đó là khái niệm gì không? Does anyone remember? It's actually on this page. Okay. The inner truth. The inner truth. Yeah. Anyone remembers what is the inner truth? So, awareness, fulfill awareness of the inner truth inside our human beings. Okay? Awareness of the inner truth inside our human being. awareness of the inner truth inside out human being. Okay. So we're going to explore the awareness of the inner truth within ourselves. Okay. So if I was given the shortest possible moment to speak to you, or if you was given the shortest possible moment to speak to someone, okay, then I would tell you to tell other people about this inner truth. Yeah. So within yourself lies the inner truth. So can everyone still hear what I'm saying? Cả nhà còn nghe anh Trang nói không?
Còn nghe rõ cô Trang ơi. We're still
Okay.
listening to you.
Thank you.
It's still clear. Thank you.
Right, because there's a bit of internet connection on my side. Thank you. Right. So we're going to begin to understand the natures of our existence, and from there we understand life itself. Yeah. First, we're going to understand the natures of our own existence, and from there we understand life itself. Yeah. So after that, we guide people to understand the 16 human natures. So we start from understanding the natures of our existence. That is the human energetic structures. And from there, we understand life itself. And after that, we guide people to understand the 16 human natures. Okay. So why we possess a certain characteristics we have today. And we will know all of that after exploring the human energetic structure, what truly makes up this human form. Okay. So get back to the inner truth. What is the inner truth? The inner truth is what does not change over space and time. We must memorize this definition. The inner truth. Is it that color? Inner truth. Inner truth. The inner truth is what does not change over space and time. And according to enlightened beings who guide us, anything that changes is not the inner truth. So everything we tend to cling to, love, marriage, wealth, material possessions, all of what we call the impermanent, impermanent, they shift through space and time. And that means from the moment we was born until now, we have been pursuing and attaching ourselves to things we are not truly real. Yeah. And by doing so, our inner state wavers. Our inner state wavers is not stable and leading us to instability and imbalanced life. Yeah, leading us to instability and imbalance. So true awareness comes when our inner state is balanced and positive oriented toward what we perceive, right? But as long as we attach to things that constantly change, we will struggle to touch the inner truth. So without understanding the the inner truth, we cannot stabilize our human life reality. Without understanding the inner truth, we cannot have nhân sinh như ý, stabilize our human life reality. Okay. So the first step is gaining awareness of human beings, is to recognize and acknowledge the inner truth within ourselves. And our enlightened guides offers this concept. So we may recognize that within us. So if we think about it, then it is no longer the inner truth. So you think about, the more you think about how to receive this inner truth, the more you will be able to get it, because the inner truth does not arise from thinking. You cannot think and receive the inner truth. So the inner truth is what does not change over space and time. Now look at the human energetic structure begin from the inside out. Yeah. At the core of the human energetic structure, okay, at the very center, we light the will to hear, the will to see, the will to say, the will to know, and the core of it, all of which are enveloped in an energy field which called electromagnetic light, or the balanced energy. Okay, balanced energy or electromagnetic light. Okay. We have three types of electromagnetic in the human energetic structure. The first is electromagnetic light. The second is the negative electromagnetic. Third is the positive electromagnetic. Right. So the will to hear, the will to see, the will to say, the will to know, enveloped in an energy field called electromagnetic light or balanced energies. So this is the inner truth within ourselves. This is the inner truth within ourselves. Let's say, for example, when we were children, our parents told us that, okay, this is a cup, right? So we accepted the concept and we use it to drink and follow the convention thinking. So when our mother said to us that, oh, please get me the cup, right? But if someone brings something else, if your mother told you to get her a cup and you check the lid of the box and give it to her, right? You may get scolded. You may get scolded, right? Right? So because the concept wasn't shared or understood, the same here with our inner being, with our own self. Okay, these concepts wasn't shared and understood in social society, and that's why most of us we tend to don't understand about ourselves and don't even understand about other people. So we live our whole lives functioning on the disagrees upon concept between people and people. But few of us ever truly grasped the concepts of human life itself. Tại đa số chúng ta là mình không hiểu gì về nhân sinh because we don't understand about the human energetic structure. So our awareness remains incomplete. Our awareness remains incomplete, or our awareness remains unfulfilled. Our awareness remains unfulfilled. So let's agree on this foundation today in order for us to fulfill our awareness. Yeah. Then we need to agree this foundation that the inner truth is what does not change over space and time. Hello, chào cô Hoàn My. So if we agree that this is true, then why do we recognize something is real only if it's the change? We won't do that anymore. For instance, when you close your eyes, you still see, right? It might be blackness. It might be something that your perception, your conception take you to, your imagination take you to. Doesn't matter, you still see when you close your eyes. Even someone who is blind, they still see internally. They still see internally. And when we close our ear, even with someone who is deaf, they still hears within themselves. So what we see may change, what we hear may change, what we know may change, what we say may change. Right? But the act of seeing, the act of hearing, the act of saying, the act of knowing remains unchanged. So therefore, the will to see is the inner truth. Likewise, sounds may change, but the will to hear does not change. So we come to this deep insight that the will to hear, the will to see, the will to say, and the will to know are what remains constant. So these are the changing truths inside every human being. Okay. Everything else in the world changes, except these four. And when we perceive the world through them without judgment, without mental reaction, we enter a state of inner balance. Okay, enter the state of balanced state. And that's balanced state is what we want to achieve throughout our life. Okay. So that's inner state, that's balanced inner state is what helping us to achieve the fulfilled awareness. So when we speak of something with an inner state that is balanced and positive, that means we have awareness about that thing. Okay. So in the past, we perceive many things through our limited lenses. And so we recognize them through impermanence. Okay. They're impermanent. Now, we return to the source of truth. The will to hear, the will to see, the will to say, the will to know. They are the source of truth, the inner truth within ourselves. So these are our instruments of inner truth. If we receive anything with inner balance, we immediately form awareness of it. Okay? If we receive anything with inner balance, we immediately form awareness of it. If we receive anything with the will to hear, the will to see, the will to say, the will to know, we immediately form awareness of it. But if we do not yet have awareness of human life, we do not yet have awareness of nhân sinh, then how can we live a fulfilled and meaningful life? Okay? We can really not be unable to live a meaningful life if we unable to know about this inner truth. Yeah. So we have already have awareness of the inner truth. Now let's move on to the 16 human natures. Okay. Anyone have any questions so far? It's all clear? You all understanding or understand this? Okay. Give me some response so I know that I'm in the right track here. Thank you for the heart. Nghĩ Thu Phương. Thank you, Tony. Right. Next, we will elevate our awareness of the 16 human natures. Okay. 16 human nature, this is a critical layer of awareness. 16 human nature include reception, conception. Last time I was writing it, perception, but conception, action, consciousness, wealth, form, fame, eating, resting, greed, anger, delusion, arrogance, skepticism, evil, and view. That's a 16 human natures. So we can observe our own inner state and recognize whether it is in negative or positive state. So we have the negative and positive electromagnetic layer, magnetic field. So when we speak about anything or anyone, if we maintain the inner state of the positive, the balance of positive inner state, then it's great. Otherwise, we know that our 16 human nature is enveloped by the negative and positive electromagnetic field. So if we are aware of whether our inner state is negative or positive in relation to the person or topic we discussing, then we begin to truly comprehend human life. Okay, and with the human natures in society, we have the terms. We have a certain term to address our human natures, and you may have heard these terms before, such as the ego, cái tôi, the ego, cái tôi, the self identity. Let's follow our teacher diagram. We start with the ego on the top. So the ego, cái tôi, the self identity, bản ngã, self identity, okay, and personality, tính cách. So we may have heard these terms before, which address our human nature. So in essence, these refer to the same thing, a complex of conditioned tendencies, knowing all the 16 human natures. So, and at the very core of these natures lie one key drivers, that is our greed and perception. Greed and conception. So this is the central force within the structure of the human ego. The central force of the 16 human nature is greed and conception. So we need to the awareness here is that first, we need to aware of the genuine truth within us and recognizing what is unchanging across space and time, which is the will to hear, the will to see, the will to say, the will to know. So these are the essence of inner truth in a human being. And then we have awareness of the 16 human natures by understanding the full range of human tendencies and observing whether each nature manifests in the negative or positive state. So in our thought, in our speech, and in our interaction, okay, especially recognizing that greed and conception lies at the core of these nature-driven expressions. So understanding the 16 human natures of human beings is a vital form of awareness. This is input and conception. Previously, we used the word perception, so experiencing and interpreting. So when we conceive, if we conceive of what we have experienced in the past, Okay, that is called, we call it the past. Yeah, and that means when we contemplate, then we contemplating what we've gone through. Okay, when we try imagining, then we are imagining what we when we conceive about what we have gone through, and that's what we call the past. But today we specifically talking about conception of what we have experienced. So do we as human beings conceive of the things we experience? Yes. So isn't conception or experience essentially remembering? Yes. So there's a times when that conception is in a negative inner state. And there's a time when it is a positive state. So in other words, we conceive of our past experiences either through the negative lens or through the positive one. So when we conceive thì mình tưởng of something we have not yet experienced, we are referring to what we call the future. So if we conceive of what hasn't happened yet with the negative inner state, this means that person has no future at all. No future because there's no awareness. But if we conceive of it in the positive direction, then we have a future, right? Because we have clear vision. So we had a future. And the future of a person is simply something they can conceive. Yeah. The future of a person is simply something they can conceive. So the future of a person is brought forth by how they conceive it. The future of a person is brought forth by how they conceive it. Tương lai của một con người do mình tưởng mà ra. The futures of a person is brought forth by how they conceive it. Okay. The past of the person is shaped by how they conceive it. The past of the person is shaped by how they conceive it. The past of a person is shaped by how they conceive it. Okay. Quá khứ của một con người do mình tưởng mà nên. Okay. Tương lai của một con người do mình tưởng mà ra. Quá khứ của một con người do mình tưởng mà nên. Okay. These are the new diagram that our teachers, our head teachers has introduced in the course of 21 session, fulfilled awareness of human beings. The futures of a person is brought forth by how they conceive it. The past of a person is shaped by how they conceive it. The futures of a person is brought forth by how they conceive it. The past of a person is shaped by how they conceive it. Anyone like to read this slide?
Future of a person is brought form by how they conceive it. As a person is led by how they conceive.
Pardon. Can you ask the questions again, please? Anything? Did you ask something? I couldn't grab what you asked, what you were asking.
I want to read the sentence on the screen.
Please go ahead. Yes.
All right. Thank you, teacher. I will read the sentence on the screen. The future of a person is brought forth by how they conceive it. The past of a person is shaped by how they conceive it. Thank you.
Thank you. That's great. So everything that we have not yet experienced in the future or have already experienced in the past, or because we conceived them, right? So if the things we have experienced are conceived through the positive lens, then our past become glorious past, right? But if we conceive our past experiences through the negative future, the negative lens, then that past has become ruined, becomes heavy, and we call it broken past. So we have glorious past and broken past, depend on whether we have the negative or positive inner states. And our wise teachers have pointed out to us that if what we conceive about the past is through the negative direction, then do not place belief in that. So if you remember about the word tin tưởng, do not place our belief in it, do not trust it. But if we experience the past in a positive light, then the belief we place in it become trust, grounded, uplifting trust. Okay. For example, if someone's experience of marriage is held in the negative internal state, then the marriage is unlikely to be joyful. So if someone conceives what they experience, what they seen, what they heard, what they said, what they know through the negative lens, then the present result is a result of non-fulfillment. So if a person with true awareness will understand that if they perceive the past in the negative way, they should not place belief in that perception. Okay. And because at that moment in the past, what they saw, heard, what they said and knew was not grounded in truth. Let's say someone remember an experience with a negative inner state. It means their faculties of hearing, seeing, saying, and knowing words operating in a distorted way. And in that case, we do not place belief in it. Okay? Không có tin vào nó. So the past of the person is shaped by how they perceive it. If we meet our past to the lens of inner truth, regardless of whether the past was negative or positive, then that truthfulness defines the depth of our awareness. Let's say, for instance, if we experience something in the past with our parents, our spouse, our siblings, and we conceive it through the positive lens, that shows we had awareness. Yeah. And at that moment, our internal states will likely balance. Therefore, we say that, oh, the past of the person is shaped by their own conception, the whole deep truth. But it leads to a critical choice. Do we place belief in our conception or not? Tin vào cái tưởng không? Do we place our belief in our conception? So we have the right to choose. If someone choose to believe their negative conception, then the belief they place in it will create outcomes that are not as desired. Not as desired. So this happened because in the past, what they saw, what they heard, what they said or knew was not grounded in the inner truth. And they became attached to those limited impressions. So, but however, the very moment we shift our hearing, we shift our seeing, we shift our saying and knowing toward positive, then we transform the cause and effect, thay đổi nhân quả, and gain awareness over it. So the future of a person is brought forth by their own conception. If someone believes in their conception of the future through the negative lens, then their choices will also follow that direction. And the seed they plant will lead to undesirable result. Cái nhân sẽ đưa đến quả bất như ý. And if someone believes in their negative projection of the future, then they are already shaped that future accordingly. So determined vision becomes reality. Yeah, determined vision becomes reality. Determined vision liệu định. If someone believes in what they conceive through a positive direction, that belief becomes liệu định, determined vision. That belief becomes determined vision. Okay, so a destiny foreseen, destiny chosen, the destiny is manifest. So liệu định là thành becomes reality. Determined visions becomes reality. A determined vision becomes reality because the futures of a person arise from their own conception. So conception, when the nature of greed, okay, the nature of greed, tánh tham, and conception, tưởng, are the core elements of human being. So it is our of our human nature. Sorry, not our human being, of our human nature. So this is our greed and conception that shape our greed and conception that shape our ego, our self-identity, and our personality. Yeah. So remember that our greed and conception they shape our ego, our self-identity, and personality. So when we do not conceive of what we experience, nor of what we have not yet experienced, it is simply our own choice. We have the choice to choose not to conceive our what we have experienced or not conceive what we have experienced. So if we begin to experience what we have not yet experienced, if we begin to experience what we have not yet experienced, so whether through the negative or positive lens, it is all based on what we believe about our own conception. Okay. Are we getting it here? Yes. Thank you for your note, chị Linh. Right. So that's the part of our teaching human nature, the most important part. We also, our head teacher also mentioned about intentions in it. intention. So greed can manifest in both negative and positive forms, and we always free to choose. So from this arrives the concept of intention. Intention. The word intention refers to something that is repeated over and over, a mental imprint, or recurring in our thought. So our intentions can be categorized in three types. Is a negative intention, okay? Balanced intentions, and positive intention. So we have three categories: negative, balance, and positive. Usually, when an intention is not negative, we might group it under balance or positive, balance to positive. Okay, balance to positive. We group it if an intention is not negative. We group it into balance to positive. So what exactly is negative intention? What exactly is negative intention? This is when we initiate a recurring thought or motive that revolves around the person pursuit of wealth, form, fame, eating, resting solely for our own benefit. Okay? Our personal tài sắc danh thực thùy, wealth, form, fame, eating, resting. So even if that thought appears to involve helping others people, yeah, if we underlying the motive in the center on those self-serving pursuits, then that intention is still considered negative. Yeah. Yeah. Even though it may appear outside, people look at you and say, oh, you are helping others. But what lying underneath of your motive, okay, is for yourself. So that's still the negative intention. So through the interaction with other people, can we recognize whether a person is operating from negative intentions? Yes. So and over time, it's become clear. So at first, someone may tell you that, oh, I'm helping you, I'm helping everyone. But by watching them, observing their action, their behavior, through time, we see it's become very clear of their motive, of their negative intention. So that's negative. How about balance or positive intention look like? What does a balance or positive intention look like? It is an intention that benefits others. Okay? The negative intention is only benefit ourselves, but the positive, balance to positive intention is an intention that benefits others. It is a thought that we would genuinely think for others people. And this is an intention in which we place the benefit of others above our own, but without lowering our own well-being, And so what we say is that we have an intentions đặt lợi ích của người ta cao hơn của mình nhưng mà không hạ lợi ích của mình xuống. Okay. So this is an intention which we place the benefit of others above our own without lowering our own well-being, and without thinking we are helping others as well. So this kind of thought where we neither diminish our own benefit nor seek praise for helping, but we elevate the benefits of others. So it is a balance and to positive intention. In other words, we don't sacrifice ourselves, we don't inflate our roles as a helpers, but we genuinely wish well for others beyond ourselves. And that's what defines positive intention. So now about greed. Okay, talk about greed. With greed, greed is our nature, is the form of wanting or longing for something. So it's entirely normal for someone to feel desire at first. Okay, greed, someone may feel desire. So the key is that what direction does that desire take? That's the important thing. What direction and what kind of intention the is give rise to? That's the main thing. Is it positive or negative? So our greed. If we be able to release them, release our greed. So we greed about wealth, about form, about fame, okay, about eating, about resting, right? Our greed only surrounding by those five natures. So when we say that we greed something, that greed is only surrounded by either we greed about health, a greed about form, about fame, eating or resting. So that is an important point here, a very important point here. If we be able to release the greed about fame, what happened? To be able to keep our inner state in balance to positive. In order to keep our inner state in balance to positive, okay, we're all going back to that. We're all going back to the fulfill awareness, which is keep our inner state to balance to positive. Yeah. So a person greed take them to places in life, but that greed is also killing us as many stages in life. So if a person be able to release their greed about fame, release fame, buông danh, will release their greed about wealth, buông tài. Okay. And also release their greed about their personal, okay, personal conception, greed and conception. So buông tham tưởng cá nhân. Oops. Personal greed and conception. So what do we get? Undesirable results arise from unwholesome causes, and the root lies within myself. Okay. Quả bất như ý do nhân chưa tốt, cội nguồn từ tôi. Undesirable result arise, undesirable outcome can arise from unwholesome causes. Cô Linh, I found a word. Nhân chưa tốt, unwholesome causes. I think it's on the positive state there. So unwholesome causes and the root lies within myself. Quả bất như ý do nhân chưa tốt, cội nguồn từ tôi. Undesirable outcome arise from unwholesome causes. So the root lies within ourselves. And favorable outcomes or desirable outcome Và như ý, undesirable outcomes are brought by good conditions and achievement through others. Okay. So when we release our fame, release our wealth, release the personal greed and conception, excuse me, then we've consciously let go. We consciously release fame, release wealth, release personal greed and conception. Then we are actively choosing to move into the positive inner state direction. Okay. By releasing fame, releasing wealth, releasing personal greed and conception, we actively move into the positive direction. Positive direction of our inner state. Okay. Right. And that's what we should do, isn't it? So we actively choose. Right. So how can we release the attachment to fame? How can we do that? Is that what everyone in this society heading to in life? Okay. They always want to, whatever they do, they always want more fame, more wealth. Okay. And bringing whatever they do, they always try to take for themselves, greed, conception. So how can we release the attachment to fame? Okay. By recognizing that undesirable outcomes arise from unwholesome causes, and that the root lies within ourselves. Okay, so if we recognize that undesirable outcomes arise from unwholesome causes, and that the root lies within ourselves. In contrast, the desirable outcomes come from wholesome conditions and accomplishment. Our accomplishment is often made possible through others. Yeah, our attachment against by others. So how can we release? How to release fame? Okay, we know how to do that already. Now, how can we release the attachment to wealth? It is through the guidance and support of wise mentors who illuminate our path, the benefactors who offer timely help, the noble connection that link us resources, okay, the prosperous, the prosperous who bless our flow, the talent and teammates who shoulder the work. So to release wealth, we need to recognize the guidance and support of 9 types of people. Nine types of people. One minute, please. So we have 9 types of people. If we be able to recognize these 9 types of people in our life, then we'll be able to release wealth, release the attachment to wealth. First, we have the wise, cao nhân, the helper. Who is the helper in Vietnamese? You can type it in the chat box. Okay, I'm going to write here the 9 types of people in English, and if someone can help me to type it in the chat box to remind everyone in Vietnamese, that'd be great, please. So 9 types of people. we have the wise, the helper. With the helper, we have minor helper, moderate helper. Thank you, Thủy Tiên. Yes. Okay. And the major helper. So we have 3 types of helpers. Okay. And the connector, the prosper. Next, we have the prosper. Okay, that's right. So the connectors, thank you, Romy. So the prosper, who is the prosper in Vietnamese? Thank you. Next, we have the talent, and who everyone know who's the talent, right? You are the talent sitting here learning all of this. Next, we have the master. So who is the master? Thank you, Thủy Tiên. Yes. And then we have the teachers, master. Okay, the teachers, the expert. Okay, and we have the enlightened. The enlightened. Right, so that's the 9 types of people. What does the wise do for us? What these 9 types of people do for us? So the wise guide us. Okay, the wise guide us. The helper, very simple, help. The helper, help. The connector, or connect. Easy to remember, right? Oops. The connector, connect. The prosper, support. The talent, shoulder. Shoulder is a noun, it's also a verb. Gánh vác, okay? Shoulder. Forgot the spelling. Right, shoulder. Master, the master lead us. Okay. The teachers give us the wisdom-based ethics. Wisdom-based ethics. No, and the experts give us thinking. And lastly, the enlightened awaken our wisdom. Awake our wisdom. Cao nhân chỉ điểm, quý nhân giúp đỡ, nhân mạch kết nối, thần tài tương trợ, nhân tài gánh vác, minh sư dẫn dắt, thầy cô cho đạo lý, chuyên gia cho tư duy và thiện tri thức khai mở trí tuệ. Okay. So the wise guides, the helpers helps, the connector connect, the prosper support, the talent shoulders, the master lead. The teachers give us wisdom-based ethics. The experts give us thinking, and the enlightened help to awake our wisdom. Right. So if we recognize the 9 types of people, learning about these 9 types of people, identify them, know how to treat them, okay, know how to respond to them, know how to attract them into our life, and learn how to become these 9 types of people within us. Okay, then we'll be able to release wealth. Release wealth. So because of this condition, we have the challenge we have today because of these people. So these peoples are conditioned, duyên. Đó là những con người này là những cái duyên. These condition. We have the talents we have today, not for self-glory, but for serving humanity. Right. And when we are financially abundant yet remain in humble service, wealth simply becomes a tool for contribution, not a source of arrogance. Okay? So that's why it is important to recognize the 9 types of people in our life. Lastly, how can we release personal greed conception? How can we release personal greed and conception? So this means that without lowering our own well-being, we elevate the well-being of others, and we recognize that what others receive is simply due to the wholesome condition, okay? The favorable condition, duyên lành, and we are at peace with that. Okay, so without lowering our own well-being, we elevate the well-being of others, and we recognize that what others receive is simply due to the favorable condition. Okay, and we are at peace with that. And when we're at peace with that, we'll be able to release our personal greed and conception. Okay. So we have already learned how to release the greed, the attachment to fame, release our attachment to wealth, and also release our attachment, release our personal greed and conception. So when we release personal greed and conception, we will gain collective agreement from the people. We will gain collective agreement from the people. Đồng thuận của người dân. Collective agreement. Agreement, sorry, double E, not double G. Agreement from the people. From people. Okay. When we release personal greed and conception, we will gain collective agreement from the people. And when we release wealth, we will receive assistance from the wealthy. Okay? We will receive assistance from the wealthy. Người giàu hỗ trợ. Receive assistance from the wealthy. Assistance from the wealthy. Yeah. And when we be able to release the attachment to fame or release fame, we earn support from the government. We earned support from the government. Chính phủ hỗ trợ. So all that we have today, especially in business, is the fruit of support from the government, assistance from the wealthy, and collective agreement from the people. Okay. Tất cả những gì chúng ta có ngày hôm nay là nhờ sự ủng hộ của chính phủ, sự đồng thuận của người dân, sự hỗ trợ của người giàu. Okay. All that we have today, especially in business, is the fruit of supporting from the government, sitting from the wealth and the collective agreeing from the people. And we only be able to achieve these by releasing our fame, releasing our wealth, releasing our personal greed and conception. And when we do that, we reach to the positive inner state. You see the balance to positive inner state. This is not in the diagram, but I just wrote it down because this was on the sequence of the explainings. Okay. Right. So that is when we understand about our 16 human natures. We relate to this understanding by releasing fame, release wealth, release personal greed, conception. Okay. Then that is the understand about our human energetic structures. Then as a part of human energetic structure, we have the terms called the 8 harmonious condition, bát đại duyên hợp. So instead of perceiving the human beings merely by its physical components, we come to realize that a person is formed through the union of 8 conditions. Okay, a person is formed through the union of the 8 conditions. So we have the terms 8 harmonious condition, bát đại duyên hợp. 8 harmonious condition. So inside of ourselves, we have the heart. Then we have human nature. Okay. Then we have the emotional layer. Okay. And outside is the body. Okay. So within with the inside the car is we have the heart, the mind, sometimes they call it the car of our inner truth, the car of authenticity. So the inner truth enveloped by the electromagnetic light or the balance energy. Okay, the outside we have our characters, our natures, it's called characters in the scientific terms, and it's shaped by the complex of 16 human natures. Right. And then we have the emotional layer, which is our human emotion are composed of 84,000 illusory bubbles. Yeah. That is the transition steps of our perception and attachment. So this has created attachment to the emotion. So previously, when we talk about the attachment, the greed, with the attachment to fame, attachment to wealth, yeah, that is we have already have awareness of our emotional layer. Okay? By releasing fame, releasing wealth, releasing personal greed and conception, we be able to keep our emotion in balanced state. And the body. Now we talk about the body. The body, which is the physical body, is made up of the 4 great elements. 4 great elements. Can anyone remind me of those 4 great elements? 4 great body elements. What are these? You can type in the chat box if you're unable to speak. Earth, water, earth, air, fire. Awesome. Thank you very much. And right. So those are and so we have 4 great body elements, and then we have electromagnetic energy. Okay. So the 8 4 harmonious condition combine of 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and the body is earth, water, air, and fire. So that 4 elements there. Okay. So 1, 2, 3. Okay, bodies we have earth, water, air, fire. That's 4 for the body. Okay. So we have the last and then we have the last one is the electromagnetic energies. Yes, electric. Thank you, Tony. Right. So we have so we have our heart, tâm, nature, tánh, emotion, tình. Body, we have earth, water, okay. Earth, water, air, fire, and lastly, electromagnetic energies. I'm going to put its energy, shorten it to energy. Okay. So with energies is comprising of negative, comprising of negative. So we had negative. We got positive and balance. Yeah. Balance. So these are the negative, positive, and balance electromagnetic field. So to understand human existence is to understand that we are formed through these 8-fold conditions. These are 8-fold conditions. Right. And the body alone is arise from the 5-fold conditions. Ngũ đại duyên hợp, the body, it arise from these 5-fold condition: earth, water, air, fire, energies. Okay. Actually, it's electromagnetism rather than energy, but we just keeping it short, energy. Right. So whenever you heard the word ngũ đại duyên hợp, that is about our body only. Okay. And when we combine with our inner being of heart, nature, emotion, that's become 8-fold conditions. So to recognize both the visible and the invisible aspects of a human being. So the invisible that include our heart, nature, and emotion, these are invisible. The visible, this is the inner layer, right? The inner realm, the inner area. So the outer layer is the physical body, the outer which is visible. Okay. Yếu tố hữu hình, yếu tố vô hình. Okay. The invisible, the visible. So the visible is the outer layer, the physical body. So if we be able to balance this invisible and visible inside of us, then we be able to achieve the 8-fold harmonious condition. Okay. And that will keep us to stay in the balance to positive inner state. Okay. And in previous session, I think Kumi already helped you to understand what are these and what do we need to do with them, right? Does anyone need me to remind again what we do need to do with heart, nature, emotion, earth, water, air, fire? because we concentrate on the awareness of the condition. So just to understand this, I'm just reminding you about this. But in the previous session, when we talk about the human energetic structure, for me already addresses in detail. And what do we need to do with our heart, with our nature, with our emotion, earth, water, fire, air, fire, then energies, in order to achieve the Eightfold Harmonious condition. Yeah. Okay, Bin says, please. Right, talk about the energies again. Cool. That's gonna take another. Right, it's fine. We can do that, no problem at all. So with our body, the Eightfold Harmonious. Okay, what we need to do, so with the heart, we need to remain inner peace in order to achieve the Eightfold Harmonious condition. Okay, we need to keep our heart staying in the inner peace. Inner peace. And look, inner peace. Receive with inner peace. When a message conveyed to us, thì một thông điệp đến với chúng ta, we receive with our heart, we receive it in a peace. Chúng ta đón nhận với sự an vui. It's straight into our heart. And with the human nature, we know that when the messages are conveyed to us, sometimes we will analyze and differentiate, right? But whether we analyze or differentiate, we better remain in the tolerance, applied tolerance to our human natures when we're dealing with people. Okay. And with emotions, our emotion, we keep our emotion in the appreciation and gratitude. So we respond with appreciation and gratitude. Actively choose to respond with appreciation and gratitude in our emotion. Okay. Okay. With earth, we know that is a site in our body. So we need to balance this with nutrition. Yeah, nutrition. So learn about nutrition course. And within our communities, there's a 12 sessions of health, elevate health awareness in order to achieve the inner peace. So that's course you should check to understand more about nutrition. No. And water, we know that more than 70% of our bodies is water. That includes our blood. So that's the basic already. And everything in life is survived by having water. When we talk about the earth. So, give me one minute. But it's 5 o'clock over here, and the children should sleep, but she's just waking up. Give me 1 minute, please. In the meantime, you can discuss more about what we should do with water and fire. I put her back to bed.
Thanks, Anne. Don't worry, you take your time. Does anyone want to talk about water? What to do with water, air, fire? Hi, everyone. Just while Anne is stepping out. So we're talking about how to keep them balanced. So the point of this is having balance. Can everyone hear me? Hey, I can see you sitting there looking at me and can hear me. Yeah, so this is keeping balance. So we've got to know what to do with them to keep them balanced. So with the heart, inner peace will help us to keep balance, the body. Yeah, to balance out these 8 core elements, I would say. Nature, with our nature, is when, you know, we're thinking and we're analyzing, we're making meaning, then we come to tolerance. Emotion is appreciation and gratitude. So with these, we're guaranteed to come back to balance, because often, you know, with our emotions, we can be angry. Too much love also can make us, you know, off balance, or too much happiness as well. You know, we're happy too much. Do you sometimes feel like when you're too happy, then you feel very exhausted after that? You know, you go out with your friends, you laugh so much, you feel exhausted after that. So that too can put our body out of balance. Emotion, appreciation, gratitude. Earth, so that's soil, so nutrients and nutrition. We make sure we feed ourselves with the right nutrition. So often in WIT, we do physical activities. That's quite challenging for the body. And so we need to then, you know, feed that back in, giving the right vitamins, eating, drinking, a little bit, like put extra nutrients, the vitamins that we have, or they call it the energy pills, those we eat. So just to balance things out, because we use too much. Water, obviously, 70% of us, we know with water that I think, Anne's back. Just in time, Anne. For water, I know that it's like 52, then you get 2 something liters. There's actually numbers. 8 glasses a day, but only depends on the size of your body, isn't it? So Anne will give you more. I think you're on mute, Anne.
Thank you. Let's go back a little bit about the earth, which is soil. We know that everything that we eat, it consumes in this life, come from the soil, the earth, and we, our body, is part of the earth. And when you learn about the 5 elements, ngũ hành, when you learn about the 5 elements, of those 5 elements, the foundation of those 5 elements is from the earth as well. Okay. So the earth is play the vital roles in our life, but most of us, we don't realize that. Yeah. And only the moment when we leave this body, then we realize that, oh, we go back to the earth. The water is we drinking it every day, is a part of us. So just understand what scientists told you that you need to drink a certain amount of water. Maybe we should start questioning it. If you know about the Bible, Jesus was in the desert for 40 days without any water and any food. Without any water and any food. And I was a little bit of skepticism about the water fasting technique as well, until I actually did it for like 9 days. So 9 days without any food and without any water. And there's a big difference between fasting with water and fasting without water. So maybe you should try it once for yourself, just to cleanse your body on the cleansing purpose, not about losing weight purpose, but the cleansing purpose. You will see the big difference where the effectiveness of water in your body. So with and without water, what it can do in the cleansing purpose. Just one of the experience, personal experience. Right. And with air, we know that air is the root cause of our strength and the root cause of our life. Without air for like a minute, we won't be able to survive. Okay, what we breathe in and breathe out every day is with air, and that's and with this air in the, I learned this from teacher Frank actually. Air in Vietnamese, we call it khí. In Chinese, they call it chi. In Japanese, they call it, oh, I forgot. Something similar to it's got the letter I at the end. I forgot. Ki, yes, ki, Chinese. I think if the Ting can confirm with me this because she's learning Chinese, Japanese somehow, right? So it's very interesting because when you the air inside our body is the root cause of life itself when it's related to the body part, the physical part of the body. So we often heard about how to move our chi, how to do the certain movement to activate the chi in our body, right? So that is the Chinese term chi. Okay, and there's a very, very famous certain exercise that activate all the chi in your body. Okay. However, if you have watched the movie, the cartoon Kung Fu Panda, you obviously know about this. Okay, so energy, electrics, E, okay, E. Right. And yeah, Matt, we're asking about electrics. So fire starts in the warmth in our body. So fire in our body, we maintain the certain degree of warmth, right? So our body inside is have a certain degree, and if we go above it or below it, that's the signal we need to take care of our body because it's go out of balance, it's imbalance. So if the warmth doesn't stay in a certain number of degree, then okay, the certain sickness that coming to our body, that is we're losing the balance of the body. So energy, positive, negative, positive, balance energy is the electromagnetic in our body. So want to know about that. This maybe you should go back to the session when we talk about the human energetic structure. So let's say when your heart stop beating and everyone calling ambulance, the first thing that the mediatic person comes, they will get the electric from the machine out and start pumping your heart. So that machine is charged with electric and basically try to connect to the electric in your body. So our body, we have the certain electromagnetic in order for that to work, right? In order for our heart to work. So without this, if this negative, so this is a negative, this is positive. Let's say the blue color represents for positive and the red color represents for negative electromagnetic. Our body, we have the layer of energy of positive and negative electromagnetic. Okay, yeah, so you got it. And the balance energies is either the inner truth inside of us. Okay, yeah. So that is the balance in the truth, the inner peace, inner truth, inner peace, inner emptiness. Yeah. So we have the three terms: inner peace, inner truth, inner emptiness. It's all represent for the balance energies. In another word, if we be able to maintain that balance energies, then we'll be able to maintain the balance inner state. So when it show outside, we see the inner peace. Okay, at the top of the energies, that is the inner emptiness, tánh không. And at the information level, we have the inner truth within ourselves. Okay. Right. So with awareness here, there's a two essential types of awareness that we must cultivate. First, awareness of human life, nhận thức về nhân sinh. Second, awareness of awareness itself. We have already make it very clear from yesterday, right? So the awareness of human being arises from the inner states when we're facing reality. Our inner state when we're facing reality. When our internal state is balanced, okay, and directed and positive, then we are truly faced and engaged with what is in front of us. So we are staying in the moment, what people often say. So what does it mean to have fulfilled awareness? We have already make it very clear that when we receive a message, our experience, we receive it with our heart, okay, với cái tâm, okay, and we engage with it consciously. So our inner state is balanced when we receive with our heart, staying in the truth, in the emptiness, have the energies of in the emptiness, and our meditation is in the inner peace. Then we are staying in the moment. That means we have awareness of something to hold a positive mental image. Okay, and that's what defines our fulfilled awareness. So awareness must be our top priority. So when we receive life through the lens of our heart-centered perception, and that is when we begin to form awareness of human life itself. And from that, we begin to see the form and the fruit of what awareness takes shape. And when we have, we elevate our awareness to be able to get to the fulfilled awareness of human being, it means that when we speak of a person, we hold within us a beneficial core, but beneficial source concepts of that person, a positive inner image of that person, an internal state, and balance and directed, balance to positive inner state toward them. So if each of us develop this fulfilled awareness of other people, okay, through understanding the human energetic structure, then peace will naturally blossoms. Okay, we'll be able to achieve inner peace. It will blossom in our life, in the world, in marriages, in every human interaction. So when our perception is rooted in goodwills, then the favorable condition, duyên lành, favorable condition will arise, okay, and favorable and desirable outcome will follow. So we must cultivate two foundational types of awareness about human being. The first is there's two foundational types of awareness about human beings. The first is the awareness of the emptiness of all things. The emptiness of all things. Emptiness of all things. Tính không của vạn vật. And the inner emptiness. The inner emptiness of the inner being, of the inner being. Of the inner being. Okay. Tánh không của nội tâm. Tánh không của vạn vật. So these are two foundational types of awareness about human beings. Tính không của vạn vật, tánh không của nội tâm. So emptiness Okay, and of all things, inner emptiness of inner being. Let's play a game. Who want to play a game with me? Oh, where's the pencil? I need the pencil to play this game.
Can I volunteer someone in?
Yes, you can.
No, but I'm sure there's someone here who would like to volunteer.
All right, I don't have a pencil. I just use a pen here, but the pencil create more effect. Not the pencil with all the you took all the pencil away. Right. Play it with your friend using a pencil is create more effect. Right. So can you? So it doesn't matter. Just need a marker. Can you read this word for me? Does anyone volunteer to play this game? It's a very, very simple game. Just read this word.
Come volunteer.
Yes, go ahead, read it.
Empty.
Great. Now, read it one more time.
Empty.
Great. Awesome. Okay. Now, read it one more time. I remove the outside letter. Read it one more time.
Empty.
Great. And now, I remove all the letter. You had a blank paper. What do you say? What is it?
Empty.
Awesome. And that's the magic of the emptiness. Okay, the emptiness of all things and inner emptiness of inner being. So, and that is the two foundational types of awareness about human being that we need to grasp. Okay, only when we attend. Thanks again, Tony, for playing with me. It's very fun watching you reading all the words, but it's only two, only one word. Right. So only when we attend fulfilled awareness of people, then we can truly manifest favorable outcomes. So, and what does that involve? When we shift our inner state to one of clarity and benevolence towards others, when we clarifying all of our source concepts about humanity, we're ensuring they are empowering. And when we hold a good, a positive, a mental state of other people or whoever we meet in this life, then with those three, we be able to fulfill our awareness of humanity. Okay, and once that awareness is present, okay, favorable outcomes, favorable condition begin to form. Okay, we need only plant a good cause within us, and the favorable outcomes will come along. Then the result we get is the desirable outcome in life. Yeah, and that's all we want, isn't it? Desirable outcomes. Thing doesn't go to other people's way, but things go our way. But unfortunately, life doesn't happen like that. Sometimes it's go other people's way, sometimes it's go our way. Can't really be our way all the time, right? And so that's we understanding about ourselves. The next concept I would like to introduce to you, the next term I would like to introduce to you is it's quite new and it's totally new. This is the first time our head teacher he talk about it. So we have the terms. We have the term. This is totally new. Conceptualization. Conceptualization. Khái niệm hóa. state formation trạng thái hóa and imaginalization. Hình ảnh hóa. Okay. When so we have fulfill awareness. So when we have fulfill awareness, we have the balance to positive inner state. In order to achieve this, we need to apply state formation, trạng thái hóa. And in order to achieve to get to the benefits of source concept, we need to apply conceptualization, khái niệm hóa. And in order to achieve the positive mental, in order to hold the positive mental image that always inside of us, we need to apply the imaginalization. Sorry, it's 1I, 2I, 3I, 4I. 4 letter I. Imaginalization. Okay. Now, would anyone like to read this out loud? Since it's quite a new terms. Anyone would like to read this out loud for me? It's not easy to read this either. Conceptualization, state formation, imaginalization. Okay. Anyone want to read this out loud for everyone while they are writing it down?
Can I read?
Yes, please go ahead.
Yes, I'm ready. Thank you very much. Conceptualization, state formation, imaginalization.
Awesome.
Yeah, can I read for the second? Yeah. Conceptualization, state formation, imaginalization.
Thank you.
Thank you, teacher.
So when we understand that I am no one, thì mình không là ai, then we open the possibility to become anyone. Mình có thể trở thành bất cứ ai. So this makes it easier to develop true awareness of ourselves. Because we were talking about the inner emptiness of inner being, right? So when we understand that I am no one, inside of us we have the emptiness of inner being, we are no one, then we open the possibility to become anyone. And this makes it easier to develop true awareness of ourselves and naturally awareness of others. So what concept do we hold about ourselves? What concept do we hold about ourselves? When we speak of our being, okay, what source concepts arise within us? And that's why our head teachers, he introduced the 3 terms: conceptualization, state formation, and imaginalization. So these are the processes by which we internalize and consistently frame our reality. Yeah, so these are the processes, okay, which we internalize inside of us and consistently framed our reality. Okay. So if every time we mention something, we have the same concepts arise, we call that conceptualization. Yeah. What is conceptualization? Conceptualization means every time we mention something, the same concepts arise. And we call that conceptualization. Now, with state formation, if every time we mention something, we bring up something, the same inner state we hold inside of us, then we call that state formation. And again, if we consistently carry the same mental image, we call that imaginalization. For example, if each day we wake up and we have a different concept of ourselves, right? Today you wake up, oh, it's a beautiful day. You love yourself so much. The next day you wake up, oh, I haven't wake up on time to go into the Zoom session. I didn't do exercise. I'm rubbish. You have a different concept of yourself, right? So that's not conceptualization. That's not conceptualization. So, but if day after day, every single day, we return to a consistent concept of who we are, okay, that's a true conceptualization. So the same principle applies to our emotional state and our image, the image of ourselves. So when we speak of ourselves with the beneficial source concept, beneficial concept of who we are, a balanced to positive inner state, so the balance to positive directed karmic consciousness and a positive mental state. Okay. With our state formation, we need to remember that it's rooted from our total karma, and specifically is from our karmic consciousness. Okay, and that's from our karmic consciousness when we hold a certain concept, a certain beneficial source concepts about ourselves. Okay, so that source concept that is the karmic consciousness. Okay, thức, tổng nghiệp thức. So whatever we hold, whatever karmic consciousness we hold about ourselves will generate the inner state inside of us. And if it's a bad benefit concept that we hold, then we will generate a balance to positive inner state when we think of ourselves. Yeah. So then we are anchoring a state, a stable cause within us. We're anchoring the stable cause within us. Okay. Chúng ta định thân trong con người chúng ta. So we anchoring a stable state within us. So when favorable condition arise, the fruit will naturally emerge. And in another way, once the right information is stabilized within us, okay, the right energies is present, and the physical manifestation will follow. Okay, if you put the three words in the triangle, this conceptualization will be on the information side, the state formation will be on the energy top, and the physical manifestation will be on the material side. Yeah. So when we have the right information within us, it's stabilized, and the right energies is present, and the physical manifestation will follow. So we need to anchor the cause within us. And when the conditions is aligned, we receive the desirable outcome. So we stabilize our inner formation, and when the energy is sufficient, then it expresses as outer reality. Okay. And then a human being physical expression is entirely dependent on the energy they possess. Let's draw it out rather than just so. We're going to lay this onto the triangle. Okay, we're going to put this onto the triangle. So we were talking about the conceptualization about ourselves, is when we be able to hold the beneficial source concept. Every single day we wake up, we think of ourselves beneficially. Okay, every day we wake up, we have the balance to positive inner state about ourselves. Every day we wake up, we hold the positive mental image of ourselves. Never ever talk bad about ourselves, never ever talk negative about ourselves, never ever. And thus we'll be able to conceptualization, state formation, and imaginalization of ourselves. Okay, so if we stabilize our inner information, so we stabilize our inner information, then the energies follow, and the energy will sufficient if we stabilize the inner information. The energy becomes sufficient. Okay, and automatically with the stable information comes the sufficient energy, and automatically it expressed to outer reality as a materials manifestation. Okay, into reality. So with the information, we know that we need to hold all the source concept, the beneficial source concept of ourselves. Then beneficial source concept of ourselves. Source concept. Okay. With the energies, we know that energies according to the religion's faith point of view, we know that is comprised of our the evil deeds, good deeds, and merit, right? We have that inside of us. Evil deeds, ác đức, good deeds, công đức, and merit. Good deed, phước đức, sorry, merit, công đức. And with that, we need to maintain if we be able to maintain these to maintain the good deed, merit, then we'll be able to hold the positive to the balance to positive inner state. So we have the I should write down anyway, balance to positive. So merit create a balance, and good deed for the positive. But anyway, balance to positive. Balance to positive inner state. Okay. So a human being's physical expressions, the materials, entirely depending on the energy they possess. Okay. And that energy is in turn determined by the information they carry within. So when we examine the internal information within a person, we find it's composed of source concept, and from the perspective of religion's faith, okay, this information is often expressed as evil deed, merit, good deed. So from the perspective of science, this same internal content may be understood as mental image, okay, mental image material. Then we hold the positive mental image of ourselves. Positive mental image. In short, we can say positive image. So our task is now very clear, right? When we put it on the diagram like this, we see our task now is very clear. We must consciously conceptualize ourselves by fixing the benefits of source concept. So when we're fixing the benefits of source concept, we technically conceptualize ourselves. Conceptualize ourselves, okay, by fixing the benefits of source concept of who we are and anchoring the balance and positive inner state in how we perceive both ourselves and others. So this is state formation. State formation, okay? When we anchor a balance and positive to inner state of how we perceive ourselves and others. Okay? And finally, fixing a clear and positive mental image of who we are. And thus, we are doing the jobs of imaginalization. Marginalization. Okay. So once we stabilize our information, it's naturally determined our energy, which then manifests into material reality. So this process, conceptualization, stabilizing our source concept of who we are, okay, state formation, stabilizing our inner state, our emotional equilibrium, okay, our inner state, and imaginalization, stabilizing the inner image we hold of ourselves and others. So when the cause is stabilized within us, yeah, the conditions is align, conditions align, and the result, the outcomes, the result or the effect, the effect, cause, condition, effect, we understand is the outcome, okay? Okay, the effect unfolds in our life. The outcomes unfolds. We never say it's effect. But if we follow the laws of cause and effect, then we can say the effects, but its outcome is more exact. Right. Okay. So after this, do you now be able to think of yourself positively? Do you now hold the benefits of source concept of yourself? You now have the positive mental image of yourself. And if you be able to do that, then congratulations to you. This session is could be able to end here with that. I think I'm a little bit over time.
Thank you, Anne. That was great.
All right. So any questions, any new lesson that you learned, and any insight that you have managed to cultivate or get enlightened throughout today's session? Maybe we can spare a few minutes to share with each other before we let all of these slip away throughout our day. And then we continue tomorrow with the last part of how to identify, recognize the people or the favorable condition in our life, and how to uplift or the relationship in our life after we identify them, recognize them. Work hard. I thought I'm enjoying it so much. She said that I'm work hard. Thank you. Thing.
I think Anne just enjoyed it. I don't think Anne was working at all. Yeah. Is it okay if I go over some of the things you covered today, Anne?
Yes,
For everyone
please.
just to have a
Gotta
quick
wait for that.
revision. Maybe just maybe a break from just from what I've gathered. I know I came in, I was doing things at the beginning, so I couldn't write down the first slide, but I think it was showing the old. So yesterday you gave us what awareness was, and then what's a lack of awareness, and what's fulfilled awareness. And we know that we want fulfilled awareness so that we can have whatever that we want. When we have fulfilled awareness about it, then reality is ensured. And then you gave us that page of what we need to be aware of about a person. Yeah, does everyone remember that page? And you've got that page there with you. So that page with everything we need to be aware of. And today we went into being aware of that person. So we're having this, like today it's a particularly special day because we're learning about how we see ourselves. It's awareness on awareness about ourselves. Isn't it right, Anne? Is that what you were trying to give us?
Wonderful.
Yeah, so awareness of our awareness. It's particularly special because when we recognize that we have a special awareness of who we are. So through all that, I think Anne started with the first thing we need to be aware of ourselves and being aware in the right way, and that is our inner truth, which we have no awareness of. So today we learn to be aware of that inner awareness, inner truth. And what we learned from that we can be aware of to give us fulfilled awareness is that with that inner truth, without the inner truth, we cannot have fulfilled awareness because we cannot come to balance to then choose what it is that we need to know about certain things. So we need to come to our inner truth to be able to have that, fulfilled awareness. So thank you, Anne, for that. And then Anne shared with us the future of a person is brought forth by how they conceive it. So our future is based on how we conceive it. And our past is also based on what we say of it. It is not what we thought happened. So then in that way, when we read those two definitions or those two statements, it gives us the power to say our past is still upon what we decide right now. The power of right now is, and what our future is what we decide right now, what we want to, what we conceive it to be, not what we may, think that we have no control over, because we have a lot of control over that. So thank you, Anne, for that. And then Anne shared with us the determined vision becomes reality. So again, if we have a determined vision, then we have the reality that we want. So again, it's very, it's a lot of that power in our hands. Then Anne shared with us ego, self-identity, and personality, all basically words that we call all of that which is determined by our 16 human character traits, human natures. Yeah, self-ego, identity. And all that's decided, a combination of greed, and I think we used to call it perception or conception now that Anne's on Anne's the human energetic structure. Then we have intention, which I really love. This intention, that means whatever we start, if we start with the right intention, which is a positive intention, meaning we do it for others, that it doesn't come from greed as in wanting for ourselves, that then also set our reality. It sets what is to come. Yeah, and then what Anne shared with us that I think we really, really want to sit on are the 9 people that we want to be evolving into, the 9 people. So I won't go through them because you have the notes, I'm guessing. Yeah, the notes, which is the 9 people. So that is what we want to see people as. So in terms of awareness about people or awareness about us, we want to be aware that people are those 9 people, not the bad person or the mean one or whatever that we make them to be. But those 9 people, we want to be that's our awareness. Okay, and then we, to be able to do that, we release fame, release wealth, release personal greed. And thank you, Anne, for sharing all of that as in ways to release them. Really, really valuable, that one. So if you have time, I'd really encourage you to go over that, how to release that. Yeah, that is key to us being able to have these awareness that will work for us. Bringing balance to our 8-fold harmonious conditions. That's great. So I want to stay on the last one Anne gave us was the sorry, hang on. I want to go this one. And stay with this one that you have right there. So yesterday was the person, with everything you need to be aware of. Today, Anne gives us another big, this is like gold here, is everything you can do to be able to have fulfilled awareness about yourself and of course about others. So here you can see there the energy, like the beneficial source concept, the balanced positive, and then positive image. And those 3 amazing words that, we have to practice saying, which is conceptualizing, state formation, so state forming. And then so this word I think comes from the imagery, but it's actually, so when we say it this way, I think we're safe to say it the way Anne says it, which is it's like imaginalization. But I'm thinking when I say it as imaginalization, it helps me to remember what it is. It's creating that image in our mind, the mental image. So thank you, Anne. I don't know what people are thinking. If you do, give a love heart to Anne's great work. That's a lot that she's able to put all into one lesson for us. Thank you, Anne. I know we call her Miss Anne, but I know in Australian we don't, Miss Anne. We just say Anne because it's closer.
Thank you, Chi. Recap for everyone. I'm actually counting how many pages, how many slides.
I have a whole stack on my table, and it's like, whoa, how many slides has she got? How many slides does she get to write today?
Writing it so later. I can check a photo for everyone as well. 14 pages.
Yeah. So I think for us to walk away today, if we just remember that we learned to have the awareness of ourselves, especially the 16 human natures. We have awareness of that and how to bring it to how to stay on top of it, how to master it, to bring it to fulfilled, what is it? Fulfilled what, Anne? Fulfilled awareness. Just lost the word. Yeah, so thank you. If there's anything that I've missed, Anne, please share it.
It's very sufficient. Thank you. Okay. Right.
Thank you
So
so
thank
much.
you, everyone.
I'll be your MC then. Okay, everyone, if there's nothing else to say, please come off mute, say your thank yous, show your gratitude towards Anne.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
For your hard work here today.
Thank you, Flash.
Can't wait
Next
to see
Thank you
you
very much.
instead of
tomorrow,
saying
Anne.
thank you for my hard work, you can use the word thank for your contribution. That will be much better in terms of keeping the source concept within ourselves. The benefits of source concept, like thanks for your contribution, or thanks for your service. That's the level of life we want to achieve, right? serving. That's the level of life that we want to achieve in terms of serving humanity. So thank you ever so much for acknowledging all the information that we are sharing with each other today. Okay.
Thank you, everyone. I'll see you later. For people who are
Yeah.
coming into the support class at 8 o'clock. I'll see you then. Oh, 8:15, sorry. I'll see you then. Bye-bye.
Bye bye. See you
Bye.
later. Yes.
Everyone. Bye-bye.